Hello everybody, my name is Dark, and today we are here with the Rec Room Original tier list. Today we are going to be compiling all the information about all the available Rec Room Originals in the game and ranking them from S to F tier. These Rec Room Originals aren't going to be placed in any particular order on the tier list, they're just going to be placed in which tier I think match them best. Let's get to it! First up is Golden Trophy. Golden Trophy is the first Rec Room Original quest people usually play in Rec Room. It is widely known as one of the easiest quests due to its beginner nature. If I had to put it on the tier list, I'd probably give it a C tier due to it being just the first quest people usually play and it being fun for everyone, yet still easy and enjoyable. Next up we got Rise of Jumbotron. Now, Rise of Jumbotron is probably one of the hardest quests in Rec Room due to its final boss. Its final boss is really difficult and hard to play if you don't know what you're doing. Other than that, it is a pretty good quest. I like the fact that they're laser guns and it really matches its theme. I think the only bad thing about this is the fact that the boss is super hard and you can team kill your friends easily. So I think with that, I'm going to give it a B tier. Next up, we have the Isle of Lost Skulls, the first level-based checkpoint quest. I really like the Isle of Lost Skulls. I like the weapons, the enemy variety, and the boss battle at the end. I think the boss battle is pretty easy if you know what you're doing, of course. But other than that, I like the weapon variety. The rewards are really cool. And I know I didn't really talk about the rewards in Jumbotron or Golden Trophy, but they're very cool too. I think Isle of Lost Skulls has a lot of originality, and with that, I'm going to give it an A tier. Next up is Curse of the Crimson Cauldron. Curse of the Crimson Cauldron, or widely known as Crimson Cauldron, is probably a semi-in-the-middle quest. It's kind of in the gray zone, or the gray area, because it's kind of hard, but it's kind of easy. It follows the same format with the goblins and all of that, like Golden Trophy. It's kind of like a sequel to Golden Trophy. But I like the new enemy with the sword deflection innovation. That was very nice, very nice. I like how they introduced that. Other than that, the boss uses that same mechanic, so it's kind of unoriginal. But I like the weapons. Even though they have most of Golden Trophy's weapons, they decided to add the magic wand, and that was really cool. Unless you're team killing people with it, then it kind of sucks. But a few of the new enemies are the flying ones that you deflect the pink orb from, and the cannon shooters. Those are a lot of good new enemies. But since it is a sequel to Golden Trophy and kind of original, kind of not, I'm gonna give it a B tier. Our last quest in the quest category is Crescendo. Crescendo brought a lot of new things to the board that a lot of us probably didn't expect. It is widely known for its rewards, as its S+ gear is very hard to obtain, yet very good looking among various Rec Room character players. I like the addition of all the new weapons, the breakable weapons, just like in Isle of Lost Skulls, which I forgot to mention there. I like the whip. The whip is very used commonly in Crescendo. The boss is very unique, lots of new enemies. I think Crescendo deserves an A tier. Now, starting off with PvP. The first PvP a lot of people usually play, and still play to this day, is Paintball. Paintball is one of the funnest, fast-paced games out there, with team battle and capture the flag. I like the 7 different maps I think there are. Drive-In, Clear Cut, River, Homestead, Spillway, Quarry, all those great maps. You have a different weapon variety that add a weapon or a paint mine or grenades or something like that. And I really like the variety with the different paint maps. For that, I think it deserves an S tier. Next Next up in the PvP is laser tag. Laser tag is very different from paintball. For starters, you have to reload your weapons. You have it's kind of like a team battle type of thing, but with points instead of kills or eliminations. There's no capture the flag. There's the special weapon in the middle, which adds a lot of stuff to laser tag and differentiates it from paintball. I think that laser tag is more unique than paintball in the sense that, you know, it has the bots, the reloadable weapons, the special weapons. But the only downfall I see with it is the fact that there are only 2 maps instead of like the 7 that paintball has. But I think that paintball and laser tag are very, very equal in the fact that they both have great things and they're very different from each other. So for that, I'm giving it S tier. Next up is Royale. Now, this is going to be the solo and squads mixed into one, because there's not really a difference between both of them. It's kind of just the different amount of players you have in each game on your team. So with Royale, I really like, you know, the big map, bunch of variety, how they put all the weapons from most games or most Rec Room originals into Royale. I think it's very interesting how they did this with solos and squads. I feel like it could do better with a duos. That way, you know, if you don't want to play with a random, but you only have 2 people to play Royale, I don't know why they haven't done this yet. But I like the map. The map is very huge and big. One problem I have with it is, you know, the fact that the bees, they kind of move slow compared to how fast-paced the game goes. So there will be like 6 people left. It's just you and another squad, and the ring is like super far out, so it doesn't really cause a threat. I think the bees cause barely a little threat if you're not paying attention to where you are in the circle, but one pull out of your map and you know where you're going. But other than that, I think it deserves a solid A tier due to its weapon variety, cool map, and cool mechanics. Just maybe add a duo and make the bees a little more harmful and move a little faster. Alright, the last one in our PvP, Dodgeball. Dodgeball is a super simple game. It's just, you know, exactly what it sounds like. It's a kind of game of dodgeball that you play at school or something. The thing I like about Dodgeball is, you know, there's 3 people, 3 balls on each team, but there's only 3 balls and 3 people on each team. So I feel like if they added maybe like 5 or 6 dodgeballs, then it'd be a little more fast-paced and a little more fun, because it's kind of slow when people just sit at the back of the court and just don't do much. And I think Dodgeball's a solid game. But it could add a little more stuff to make it a little more fast-paced and interesting. So for that, I would give it a B tier. Now, starting us off with the more miscellaneous type rooms like bowling, disc golf, 3D charades, and like the hangout rooms, we're starting with the Rec Center. The Rec Center is nothing new now. I mean, over the past 5 years of Rec Room's existence, since it's about to be Rec Room's 5th birthday, it has been upgraded and changed in many different ways. I personally like the 2017 to 2016 Rec Center. It gives off a nice vibe from video clips I've seen. But the Rec Center now is very interesting, yet kind of bland. There's a lot of open space around, and I feel like they could do more with it. But I do like the addition of, you know, the button and, you know, the random stuff they're adding into the Rec Center to keep it interesting and keep people coming. With the whole Forbidden One lore and stuff going on like that. But other than that, I think it's a little bland, but, you know, the stuff they're adding keeps it interesting. So for that, I'll give it a C tier. Alright, next up, we have soccer. Now, soccer is one of the most, you know, kind of like least playing Rec Room originals, other than a few others that we're gonna get to here soon. But I think it's one of the most like bland, boring Rec Room originals out there, even though it is like, you know, one of the games and not just like a hangout room or something. I don't see a lot of people going here other than for the rewards, which the rewards are kind of good, kind of not, they're kind of ishy. I mean, I feel like if they were to make it more fast-paced, you know, because it's kind of just normal soccer, if they were to add their own like Rec Room, you know, like kind of like spice to it, give it some charm and not just have it like soccer, like huge soccer. I feel like it'd be a little better. Because of its blandness and because it's pretty boring, I'm gonna give it a B tier. And now we have Stunt Runner. Stunt Runner is one of my personal favorite Rec Room originals, but I will not let that, give it a higher tier before we talk about it. Now, Stunt Runner is probably one of the best miscellaneous Rec Room originals out there. It is, a 6-coursed game. It's just a race against your friends. There's lots of cool rewards. The hair for S+ especially, a lot of people love that hair. I like the addition of, the whole courses, all the new stuff, the wall running, like the soda cans to give you boosts. It has a lot of innovative stuff, and we've yet to see something like that recently. I'd like to see something that innovated as much as Stunt Runner did, and for that, I'll be giving it an S tier. Next up is 3D Charades. Now, 3D Charades is a really interesting one. As you can see over here, we have Legacy 3D Charades up there too. We'll talk about that soon. But this is the Charades venue that they added with the new song, the new soundtrack, the whole different area. And they added it when the cake got released, and you went there for a free cake and stuff. But for the Charades venue, I really like the vibe it gives off. It gives off a nice aesthetic vibe. I really like the new music and stuff they added. It didn't really change a lot as much as the base Charades goes. But other than that, I like how they changed up the scenery and stuff. I don't think it changed much from the game, which is kind of what we're ranking here. Not much of the scenery, but everything kind of matters. So for that, I'll give it a solid B tier. Alright, next up we have Park. Alright, next up we have Bowling. Okay, something more interesting than, Park. I really like Bowling. I like, and the games are kind of slow. Maybe if they, decrease the amount of rounds that are in each game, it's way faster and, just yourself. But, bowling isn't meant to just play solo. I really like the reward that you can get sometimes. It's very rare. The dude sweater looks very nice. Other than that, I think Bowling is a solid game. C tier. Now, this one we're going to be knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to be talking about Disc Golf Lake and Disc Golf Propulsions. The thing I really like about both of these is that, they change out from each to each. Disc Golf Propulsions is one where, you have these new kind of what can I call them? These new kind of, ability kind of things, where they're like the fan and the danger zone and like, the wall, and you can't sometimes throw the frisbee to them. But with Disc Golf Lake, it's kind of just a classic disc golf, play, have some fun, chill out. I'm gonna have to put Disc Golf Lake at a D tier. I think it's pretty fun, just not a lot of people play it. But as for Disc Golf Propulsions, I think it's just quite a little better, so I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. Alright, next up is Lounge. A little more interesting than Park. Has, the couches, the dice, the everything, the cards. But who really goes here? Like, everything is grabbable. This is like a test room, I guess. I don't think nobody ever really goes to Lounge, so I'm gonna have to put it in F tier. Down with Park. Alright, next up is Orientation. Now, Orientation isn't your normal type of room. It is actually a tutorial room. And oh my gosh, for a tutorial room, this room is absolutely astonishing. They put everything in here that they possibly could to get new players interested and started in the game. They involved the different years they've existed. They involve different activities. They involve little things you can do to involve yourself with the world around you. with this orientation update, they also added mirrors, and there was a bunch of mirrors in orientation. They added a bunch of like Holotar figure things outside that, you know, give the orientation real life. It is probably one of the best Rec Room originals and the most recent Rec Room original, and it really shows what they can do with the stuff they have now. So I'm very excited to see what they have coming next. For orientation, I'm gonna have to give it an A tier. Solid A tier, because of its innovation and, you know, his friendliness to new players. Alright, next up is Paddleball. Don't hate me for this. It's kind of boring. I know a lot of people in the community use Paddleball as kind of a grinding kind of game, which, yes, I do too. You know, when some of these Rec Room originals are, you know, too kind of long to play, and, you know, you just want something quick and you want your rewards for the day, your 10 boxes. I think Paddleball is a good, you know, use for that. Other than that, it's kind of boring. It's kind of like Dodgeball a little bit, but, you know, there's less things to do. There's only 2 people instead of 6, and the games are over instantly, and you can just hit the ball back just to get your rewards. I know that's kind of a grindy kind of aspect of it, but other than that, I think I'm gonna have to give it a D tier. Kind of boring. Alright, now last on our list is Legacy 3D Charades. Legacy 3D Charades is really a lot like Charades Venue, in the sense that it is the same kind of game. You know, you do the same exact thing, pull cards, use maker pen, draw things, and it's like Charades. It's just the scenery is a lot more bland. It's used in a theater setting, and there is not a lot to do except play with the little desk and, you know, play that cool game. I like the fact that they put your name on the desk. That was a really cool addition. Other than that, we haven't seen Legacy 3D Charades. It has been replaced by Charades Venue for, you know, a few months now. I think it's a little bland. You know, the scenery's kind of bland, and that's what really spices up Charades Venue. But other than that, I'm gonna have to put it at a C tier, because I think it's the same game, just less scenery, less excitement, less standout. So I'm gonna have to give it a C tier. Alright, well, thank you for watching my Rec Room original tier list. This was a lot of fun to put together. You know, if you want to take one good look at it, there you go. I think I compiled these pretty well. Other than that, you know, got all the quests, and then we did the PvPs, then we did the miscellaneous kind of rooms. But other than that, I think I placed these pretty well. Let me know what you think with my placements in the comments. Just remember, please don't attack me for my opinion. If you have different S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, F tier, just let me know down in the comments below. I'm interested to see what you guys put in your placements. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.